Welcome back, Value-aholics, and welcome to all those new faces that have just stumbled across the channel. This is ETF Investing Australia, the weekly overview program where we review the previous week, and that previous week today is ending on the 4th of October 2019, and as always, we're reviewing the exchange traded funds, the ups, the downs, the inflows, the outflows, and those funds are traded on the Australian Stock Exchange. Hang around, guys. Another very informative program coming up. G'day, Value-aholics. My name is Scott. My mission is to give you the tools, the knowledge, and the confidence to take control of your own personal finances. I want to crack your financial sky. I want these presentations to be fun, and I also want to make you guys some money. So hang around, enjoy, give us a like, subscribe if you guys want to, but hang around to the end. These prezos are quite informational. Okay, let's dive on into the ASX ETF Top Performers for last week. So the top ETFs by 1 week total return, we're looking at the BetaShares Australia Equity Strong Bear. The code is BBOZ. That one was up 7.1%, followed up paired closely by BetaShares Australia Equity Bear. The code is BAR, Bear. Very, very clever code. 3.1% we saw a rise in share price for that ETF. BetaShares Global Cybersecurity ETF. So that one, the code is HACK. That one was up 2.7% last week. Followed up closely by iShares China Large Cap ETF, IZZ, the code, up 2.2%. Rounding out the top five, we're looking at the BetaShares Agricultural ETF, currency hedged, QAG is the code for that one. We're looking at a rise of 2.1%. Just a quick summary. So for those who don't know, BBOZ is the BetaShares Australia Equity Strong Bear Hedge Fund, as we said. So that fund aims to help investors profit from and protect against declining Australian share market. That one has a market cap of roughly $158 million. So it's reasonable size ETF, I suppose, in the scheme of the Australian market. Okay, guys, let's hop across now and have a look at the top ETFs by 12-month total return. We are looking at the BetaShares Geared Australian Equity Fund. GEAR is the code. That one, we've seen total returns of 45.6% for the 12-month period, followed up closely here by BetaShares Geared Australian Equity Fund. Currency hedge, ZYUS is the code, up 41.2%. Bank Vectors Gold Miners ETF, GDX is the code. Quite a popular ETF, that one, up 37.4%. I think that's the biggest ETF listed on the ASX. BetaShares Global Gold Miners ETF hedged, MNRS is the code. That one we've seen a rise of 37.1%. Rounding out our top five here with our metals sort of focus here on this side of the spreadsheet. Looking at the ETFs, physical Palladium ETPMPD, and that one is up 36.4% for the year. So knowing the top performers for the year, that'll give you an idea of where the money's going in a broader sense anyway. Just for those who don't know or forgotten, GEAR, which is the BetaShares Geared Australian Equity Fund, and that's hedged. That one tracks the S&P ASX 200. You're looking at a market cap of roughly $80 million for that one. Pretty good, healthy dividend yield. That one has a dividend, pays a dividend, I should say, of 5.09%. Okay, let's have a look at where the money flows were last week for the ETFs on the ASX. So top ETFs by 1 week flows, we saw BetaShares Australia Air 200 ETF, A200 is the code, we saw $23.3 million of inflows. iShares S&P ASX 200 ETF codes IZ, we saw $22.9 million inflow. ETF Securities Physical Gold codes GOLD, we saw $12.4 million inflows. BetaShares Active Australian Hybrid Fund, HBRD, we saw $11.5 million of inflows. Rounding out the top 5 is iShares Core S&P 500, codes IVV, we saw $10 million of inflows. That one's probably, or is, from recollection, the biggest ETF tracks the S&P 500. So for those who don't know, quick roundup, A200, that tracks the Sol Active Australia 200 index, which is a little bit different to what the other S&P ASX 200 funds track. That's weighted according to a free float market capitalization. That one has a market cap of roughly 600 million, but that, I think it's because of these inflows, that's probably a little bit out of date. Dividend yield of 2.6%. Morningstar give that one a bronze rating. So your bronze rating from Morningstar is 3 out of 5 stars for those who want to convert. Okay, hopping over now to ETFs by year-to-date flows. BetaShares Australia High Interest Cash ETF AAA has seen inflows of $570.4 million. Quite impressive, if I do say so myself. Vanguard Australia Share Index ETF VAS, that's probably one of the most popular ASX 300 tracking ETF. That one has seen $416.8 million of inflows. Vanguard Australia Fixed Interest Index VAF's the code. That one has seen inflows of $346.6 million. Rounding, fourth position here, iShares SME ASX 200. IOZ's the code. As we touched on before, that's quite a popular ASX 200 ETF, and that one has seen inflows of $341.7 million year to date. Quite impressive. Rounding out top 5 is the BetaShares Active Australian Hybrid Fund, HBRD. We've seen inflows of that one for $315.9 million. Okay, let's have a look at the ASX ETF Trading Volumes. Top ETFs by 1 week average daily turnover. This part's always a bit of a tongue twister, daily average turnover. Number 1 position here, we are looking at the State Street Spider S&P ASX 200 Fund. STW is a code. 1 week average daily turnover of $49.6 million. Quite a large fund as well. Vanguard Australia Share Index ETF VAS is the code. We're seeing 1 week average daily turnover of $33.8 million. Third position here, iShares S&P ASX 200 Fund. IOZ is the code. $23 million. 1 week average daily turnover. Vanguard Australian Property Securities Index VAP is the code. We are looking at a 1 week average daily turnover of $11.3 million. Rounding out the top 5, we're looking at BetaShares Australia High Interest Cash ETF AAA, $10.3 million 1 week average daily turnover. Jumping across now to the top ETFs by year to date average daily turnover. Number 1 position here, we are looking at the State Street Spider S&P ASX 200 Fund. STW is the code. BetaShares Australia High Interest Cash ETF AAA is the code. We're seeing year-to-date average daily turnover of $14.6 million for that one. Vanguard Australia Share Index ETF VAS the code. We're seeing year-to-date average daily turnover of $13.1 million for that one. iShares Core S&P 500 IVV is the code. Year-to-date average daily turnover of $7.4 million. Rounding out the top 5, we're looking at the BetaShares Australia 200 ETF. A2 is the code. Year-to-date average daily turnover of $7.3 million. For those who have forgotten, STW, which is our number 1 slot in both the weekly and the average year-to-date turnover here, is the State Street Spider S&P ASX 200 Fund, as we mentioned before. So this one's designed to provide low portfolio turnover, accurate index tracking, and that all should equal low costs. That one has a market cap of roughly $3.7 billion or thereabouts. So dividends, not too bad. You get roughly 4.36%. Morningstar give this one a bronze rating, which equates to 3 out of 5 stars. Not too bad, not too shabby. Quick run through the weekly highlights. We've kind of touched on some of that stuff, but we'll just go through it again. Asia stocks rallied last week. So we saw IZZ, ITW, Asia, IAA, and IKO all amongst the top performing funds for last week. So if you remember, IZZ was the China A shares ETF. Domestic equity ETFs are among the week's poorest performers, led by bank-focused ETFs such as MVB, OZF, and QFN. Total flows into domestically domiciled ETFs were 182 million, while outflows totaled 98 million. Domestic equity funds saw both large inflows to A200, as we looked at before, and IOZ as well, so they were in the top 1 and 2 positions. Outflows from STW, gold saw a $12 million of inflows, while the remaining inflows were into a range of equities and fixed income. We sort of touched on the fact there was a few of those geared type funds had some inflows featured in one of the graphs at the start as well. STW was amongst the most traded funds last week, followed by other broad domestic funds, so VAS, IOZ. VAP saw above average trading volumes. VAP is a good little property index. ETF attracts a property index, one worth looking at a later date. Just a quick reminder, as always, we're not endorsing anything here. This is for education purposes only. If you are thinking about looking at any of these ETFs further, you should be doing your own research, because I don't know your personal financial circumstances and you may need some additional advice before you purchase anything here. But as always with all these things, it's education more than anything. Hey, thanks for taking the time and sticking around to the end of the video. I enjoy producing these videos for you guys. I actually learn a lot of information myself. It keeps me up to date with what's happening in the market. If you like what I'm doing, please give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe, also jingle the bell. That'll let you know when the next video is coming. Greatly appreciate your time once again. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Ciao.